Alright, malicious, delicious people, welcome to another video. Today's video is going to be a bit ranty. I'm trying to lower it as much as possible because I keep ranting too much. But I'm going to let it go off and see if I can make it a little bit shorter. But essentially, here it goes. So, the Nintendo Switch 2 is going to be $500. And Mario Kart is going to be sold for $90. Keep in mind that's the physical copy, right? But it's also gonna have the digital copy, which is 80. But if you take into consideration that most games are subject to taxes, you're gonna run into a situation where the taxes are gonna make it $100, basically. It's like the situation of work. And this is American money, by the way. I forgot to mention that. But when it comes down to it, uh, I would say this. I have a standard where if you're going to be costing me $70, I want you to wow me every 5 minutes. So that's really intense already, right? Keep in mind, Monster Hunter Wilds wowed me every 4 minutes, which is just barely on the limit of how much I'm willing to take from a game, right? Monster Hunter Wilds wowed me every 4 minutes, so it was good. It's fine. But something like fucking Mario Kart has not wowed me ever. So like you have the situation where uh there's like this thing where I'm spending $90 on something that I believe truly is not worth $90. It's not even worth $60, to be completely honest, right? And it's like, oh, but you spent like a lot of money on Warframe, right? My thing is this: when you're spending like $100 or so on Warframe, keep in mind that's like $20 a month for 10 months. In actuality, that's actually the math that you would be going through. And somebody like Asmongold, which is a really big YouTuber, you should probably check him out, but I don't anymore. But I usually reference him when I'm talking about this. Um, he says like, oh, but like everybody will find out a way to spend money, right? Because price doesn't really matter. In actuality, that is the extreme example, right? And the extreme example is not a good example to be using. When it comes down to it, I want to ask you a question. As somebody who is basically on par with like the average gamer, right? Someone who is poor and someone who doesn't have a lot of time on their hands. About, let's say, 6 hours. How about this? Like, let's be fair. Most people have like 3 hours a day to spend to themselves playing video games with your wife, child, job, and stuff like that. So I want to ask you a question. Would you want to spend $90 on a fucking Mario Kart game, a kart racing game that doesn't really have that good quality in actuality? Or would you rather spend $20 on Warframe? Keeping in mind, $100 is a week's worth of food. $20 is a day's worth of food, right? That is the way I do the math here. Would you want to spend a week's worth of food on a fucking Mario Kart game, or would you want to spend a day's worth of food on a update to a game you have already proven is worth your money? Right? The best way to say it is this: price dictates standards. And if you're going to give me a game that does not meet my standards for the price that you're trying to ask for, I don't want it. This is why I don't spend money on a lot of games. Because when it comes down to it, You have to wow me every 5 minutes. Now, it's at a point where you have to wow me every minute. Not 5 minutes, every minute. So now, I'll leave you with this question. And I'll repeat it, but I'll simplify it. $90 for 3 days of fun, or will you want $20 on a game that already has proven itself to you and will last you a few years? That's what I'm asking you. And keep in mind, because of Warframe, no, because of Nintendo's whole thing, they're gonna make it to where other games are going to want to do the same thing. So put that logic to any type of game that has already been out. Like, let's put it this way. Assassin's Creed, I think it's called Shadows. Would you spend $90 on Assassin's Creed Shadows? Would you really spend $90 on Assassin's Creed Shadows? Is that what you would do? Or would you spend $20 on Warframe? It's Nintendo is a trendsetter, and they are setting a bad trend. So, yeah. Have wonderful, wonderful nightmares. I will see you in them. Remember, if you're watching my content, I know you're into it. Honey, honey. Good night. Oh my god, that one was way less ranty, and I think I got all my points. Okay, bye.